Ramadan, the Muslim month of fasting, is a time of deep spiritual reflection, self-discipline, and increased devotion. For Muslims worldwide, it's a period of immense significance, marked by abstaining from food and drink from dawn till dusk. This practice, however, is just one aspect of Ramadan, which encompasses a holistic approach to spiritual growth and community connection. In this 12-minute YouTube guide, we will gently and clearly explore the multifaceted dimensions of Ramadan. We'll delve into the reasons behind the fast, the practical aspects of observing it, and the profound spiritual and communal benefits it offers. Whether you're a new Muslim, curious about Ramadan, or seeking a deeper understanding of this sacred month, you've come to the right place. In this guide, I will be your host. My name is Zaid. Join me as we embark on this enlightening journey together. After watching this video, if you find this guide helpful and informative, please consider giving it a like, subscribing for more content on Islamic practices and teachings, and sharing it with others who may benefit. Your support helps us to share knowledge and foster understanding. Here's a brief overview of what we will be discussing in this video. The significance and purpose of Ramadan. We'll explore the spiritual, historical, and communal importance of Ramadan in Islam. Why do Muslims fast, and what are the ultimate goals of this practice? The practicalities of fasting. We'll discuss who is obligated to fast, who is exempt, and the specific guidelines of abstaining from food and drink from dawn until sunset. More than just fasting. Ramadan is not solely about abstaining from food and drink. We'll explore the increased emphasis on prayer, Quran recitation, charity, and good deeds during this month. The pre-dawn meal, suhoor, and evening meal, iftar. We'll discuss the importance and etiquette of suhoor, the pre-dawn meal, and iftar, the meal that breaks the fast at sunset. The spiritual benefits of Ramadan. We'll delve into the spiritual growth, self-discipline, empathy, and increased awareness of blessings that Ramadan fosters. Ramadan in the community. We'll explore the strong sense of community, togetherness, and shared experience that Ramadan cultivates among Muslims worldwide. So let us begin to unravel the beauty and wisdom of Ramadan. Ramadan, it's a very special time, a month of blessings and reflection. The fast, it teaches us self-control and empathy for those less fortunate. During Ramadan, we increase our prayers and our connection with the Quran. Suhoor, the pre-dawn meal, it gives us strength for the day ahead. Iftar, breaking the fast, it's often a communal affair, a time of joy. Spiritually, Ramadan helps us purify our hearts and draw closer to Allah. The sense of community during Ramadan, it's truly something beautiful, a shared experience. 1. The significance and purpose of Ramadan. Welcome everyone. Let's begin by understanding the profound significance of Ramadan in the lives of Muslims. Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic lunar calendar, and it holds a very special place, as it is the month in which the Quran, the holy book of Islam, was first revealed to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. This historical event alone imbues Ramadan with immense sanctity. Beyond this, the fast of Ramadan is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, making it an obligatory act of worship for all able-bodied adult Muslims. The primary purpose of fasting in Ramadan is not merely physical abstinence. Rather, it is a spiritual exercise aimed at increasing our consciousness of God, taqwa, purifying our souls, and developing self-discipline. It's a time to reflect on our lives, our actions, and our relationship with the divine. 2. The practicalities of fasting. Now let's talk about the practical aspects of observing the fast. The fast in Ramadan begins at dawn, Fajr, and continues until sunset, Maghrib. During this time, Muslims abstain from all food and drink, including water. There are, however, exemptions for certain individuals, such as those who are ill, traveling, pregnant, breastfeeding, elderly, or menstruating. Islam is a religion of ease, and these exemptions are in place to ensure that the fast does not cause undue hardship. The abstinence is not limited to food and drink. Muslims are also encouraged to refrain from negative behaviors such as gossiping, arguing, and engaging in any actions that might detract from the spiritual atmosphere of the month. The focus is on self-restraint in all aspects of life. 3. More than just fasting. It's crucial to understand that Ramadan is far more than just abstaining from food and drink. It's a holistic period of increased devotion and worship. Muslims are encouraged to increase their prayers, both the obligatory 5 daily prayers and voluntary prayers. The recitation of the Quran takes on special significance during Ramadan, and many aim to read the entire Quran during this month. Charity and good deeds are also heavily emphasized. Muslims are encouraged to be more generous to help those in need and to strengthen the bonds of community. Acts of kindness, forgiveness, and reconciliation are highly valued during this time. Ramadan is a time for spiritual growth in all aspects of our lives, physical, mental, and spiritual. 4. The pre-dawn meal, suhoor, and evening meal, iftar. The day of fasting begins with a pre-dawn meal called suhoor. This meal is highly recommended as it provides sustenance and energy for the day ahead. There is a blessing in taking suhoor, and it's a time for families to gather before the day begins. The fast is broken at sunset with a meal called iftar. This is often a time of great joy and celebration. It's common for families and communities to come together to break their fast. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, encouraged breaking the fast promptly at sunset. Dates and water are often the first things consumed to break the fast, following the Prophet's tradition. Both suhoor and iftar are opportunities for mindful eating and gratitude for the blessings of food and drink. It's a time to be thankful and to share with others, especially those who may be less fortunate. 5. The spiritual benefits of Ramadan. The spiritual benefits of Ramadan are numerous and profound. The act of fasting cultivates self-discipline and strengthens our willpower. By abstaining from worldly desires, we learn to control our urges and become more mindful of our actions. Ramadan also fosters empathy and compassion for those who experience hunger and thirst on a regular basis. This can lead to increased generosity and a greater desire to help those in need. The increased focus on prayer and Quran recitation helps to purify the heart, strengthen our connection with Allah, and provide guidance for our lives. It's a time for reflection, repentance, and seeking forgiveness. 6. Ramadan and the community. Finally, Ramadan is a time that beautifully highlights the strong sense of community within the Muslim world. Mosques often host communal iftar gatherings, Taraweeh prayers, special night prayers during Ramadan, and various charitable activities. This shared experience of fasting and worship strengthens the bonds of brotherhood and sisterhood among Muslims, regardless of their background or location. The feeling of millions of Muslims around the world engaging in the same acts of worship at the same time creates a powerful sense of unity and shared purpose. It's a reminder of the global ummah, community, and the interconnectedness of believers. To further enrich our understanding of Ramadan, let's delve into some related aspects that often come up during this blessed month. The spirit of generosity and charity. We touched upon charity earlier, but the spirit of generosity during Ramadan truly deserves more attention. It's a time when Muslims are particularly encouraged to open their hearts and their hands to those in need. This isn't just about giving financially, it encompasses acts of kindness, volunteering time, and sharing resources. The reward for good deeds is multiplied during Ramadan, making every act of generosity even more significant. Think of it as a collective effort to uplift the entire community, embodying the Islamic principle of caring for one's neighbor. When discussing the exemptions from fasting, it's important to understand the wisdom behind these rulings. Islam places great value on the well-being of individuals. For those who are ill, traveling, or in other challenging circumstances, the exemption from fasting is a mercy, not a burden. It ensures that worship does not lead to harm or undue hardship. Those who are exempt are often required to make up the missed days later, or in some cases, offer a form of compensation, such as feeding the poor. This highlights the balance and practicality inherent in Islamic teachings. For those who are new to Islam and observing Ramadan for the first time, it's often advisable to take a gradual approach. The sudden change in eating habits can be challenging. It's perfectly acceptable to start with shorter fasts or to focus on the spiritual aspects of Ramadan while gradually building up the physical endurance for the complete fast. The intention and the sincere effort are what truly matter. Connecting with the local Muslim community for support and guidance can also be immensely helpful during this time. As we bring our in-depth exploration of Ramadan to a close, I hope this expanded guide has provided you with a richer and more nuanced understanding of this incredibly special time for Muslims. It truly is a month of profound spiritual growth, communal harmony, and an opportunity to draw closer to Allah through fasting, prayer, reflection, and acts of kindness. We deeply appreciate your engagement and your commitment to learning. Please continue to share your thoughts, questions, and personal reflections on Ramadan in the comment section below. Your contributions create a valuable space for learning and understanding for everyone. If you found this guide beneficial, please do give it a thumbs up to show your appreciation. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more detailed explorations of Islamic practices and teachings. And if you know others who would benefit from this in-depth explanation of Ramadan, please share this video with them. Your support in spreading knowledge is a true act of kindness. Thank you once again for joining me on this journey to understand the beauty and wisdom of Ramadan. May Allah accept our efforts, forgive our shortcomings, and bless us all with a Ramadan filled with peace, reflection, and spiritual growth. Until our next guide, may peace and the abundant mercy and blessings of Allah be upon you all.